Episode 13.5, Part 2, Fisvénir, coming at you.
Woo!
Title.
We should do one of these episodes in Spanish.
Sí. Hablo español un pequeño.
Sí, muy bueno. Actually, I feel there's a joke, but I like this now, because if you only know to say sí, I can just ask for anything I want.
Did you say this right? Yo conozco español porque autoescuela?
Sí?
Is that how you say high school?
No, but it could be translated.
that's high school.
Yeah, the school that was high up. I don't remember what high school was. Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. What a way to start an episode. Literally another language.
Yeah.
Nice.
I feel so
clap.
fitting for
Fisvénir.
For
Fisvénir, because he was getting messages in a different language.
And he's a language boy.
He is a language boy. Just to make sure that you're aware of the insert that I put into the episode.
Yes.
I'm sure that you've watched it many times already. So I mean,
every view is me.
Yeah. That's a lot of views. That's a lot. I don't know. I actually don't know if it's physically possible for you to have gotten all those views.
I've got a phone, a laptop, an Xbox.
Okay, multi-streaming. So instead of you did go over to talk to Ashtakroc in the Temple of Zōrheg, but he had already retired for the evening, according to the caretakers there. So you weren't able to talk to him. So you all said, well, I guess we'll talk to him tomorrow. And everyone sort of made their plans for breakfast conversations and then went back to the rooms. You actually took a full night to help catch up on your missed respites since you had been, I think, did you say that did you sleep at all or repose at all?
No, I didn't repose at all on the way back. I think,
so you're still a
few... Yeah, I think I'm 2 days behind, because I did some catching up. I don't remember where my math is, but I remember my math coming out to I'm 2 days behind. I got 16 hours I got to catch up on.
Okay. We'll say that you're now at 2 after this one.
Yeah, that was
after this one you're at 2.
I was at 3 plus this one 2.
Okay. So I think I would still consider that one level of exhaustion.
Already?
I mean, it's multiple days of a regular person missing. That's a full day of a regular person.
I thought I had like a month until I started to pay it up.
Did I say that? That seems a little bit... Hold on.
I think the consequence...
Let me check my levels of exhaustion.
I think the consequence was I could push it to a month, but then I have to sleep for an entire month.
That is true.
To not have that level of exhaustion.
But you're already so powerful. Where is my levels of exhaustion?
It's not like I gained a whole lot from staying up. It was just...
No. It was mostly just him having a panic attack.
Yeah, for like 2 days straight.
Disadvantage on ability checks. No, I can't give you that. That's way too strict. That's tough. Okay. No.
I'll have to sleep through an entire session.
I may occasionally, until you catch up, give you disadvantage on a check.
Oh, okay.
Just the perception checks, basically.
Okay.
I'd say just perception checks that rely on. Yeah. I would say.
I like that.
Yeah. So it's a half exhaustion.
Yeah. I like
distracted exhaustion.
Imagine that's less to do with his lack of sleep and more to do with like how panicked he is, and he hasn't slept to sort of calm his nerves yet. So.
Yeah, there we go. And he's now on the Hayroid, so that's an upper, not a downer. So.
Oh yeah.
So he's just making himself more nervous, just like tapping his foot, smoking a pipe, just looking like bags under his eyes for the first time in his life.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That pretty pristine. Where's your face? Where's your box?
Oh, my box. We didn't get my box ready. Is this one?
Oh, there. Yeah. The tower's on the back. That pristine ivory face, now besmirched by such sharp features.
Yeah, that's a Lelutum for you. We like to keep our.
They're all pretty. They're all pretty. It seems. Oh boy.
That's fine.
All right. So then you found. I think he went over there with you. Yes, he did. What's his name? Zōrheg.
Yes, that's his fake name.
Zōrheg. Zōrheg. I still haven't. I spelled it with a GH at the beginning, which is a.
I think it's
It's not Relgek. It's Reljek.
Yeah.
Like Rejlaz.
I spell things phonetically, and I have it spelled as Jech, so Jek.
Yeah, Jek. Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, anyways, you talk to him about having breakfast in the morning because you know that is Melbim. And anything that you want to do in the evening before we go ahead and move into that breakfast? Sleep? Okay, just sleeping?
Just catch up.
Just sleeping. He said that you would take breakfast in his quarters.
Of course.
So that he doesn't have to be disguised.
I remember where they're at.
Well, he's moved.
Oh, he's moved.
So he tells you.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so he tells you where his new ones are. They're actually.
Are they in worse?
He's moved back into the royal portion of the palace. So past the audience chamber, there's like some,
So he's got an upgrade.
You know what? We'll say that he's actually in Yolar's old room at this point.
Oh.
Yeah, because Yolar don't got no kids.
Yeah, how humble of the new king. Good for him. Maybe I don't need to replace him.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'll keep my cards on the table.
So yeah, he says, he's talking to you and says, well, Fisvénir, this is the previous night. You can find me in my quarters behind the audience chamber. Just walk in there. I'll meet you in there, and we'll take breakfast in my room.
Of course, it sounds like a wonderful plan. I look forward to having breakfast in your room. And then I leave. That was my attempt at the accent. It's hard doing an Irish accent and then trying to do a southern accent.
Southern, doing that. Yes.
Fisvénir's making fun of him.
Yes. So we'll go ahead and. I thought I was doing all right. You sort of hear as you walk away. All right. So the next morning comes. You go into the audience chamber. Which, I'm sorry. This is episode 2, not episode 3. Emily comes out, so you haven't seen my wonderful drawing of the of this. Oh boy! Oh, did you see your DM debrief from the last episode?
I have not yet. I need to go back and watch
I did put in the Zōrheg head.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Yeah!
I spent way too long putting in the Zōrheg head.
Oh my goodness.
I spent way too long putting in the Zōrheg head.
You guys wait, I'm looking at
Mainly because I had to figure out how to do 2D animation.
My goodness, you have to do a lot. Oh,
I didn't have to, but I was like, I might need this in the future, so I might as well become somewhat able to get up on it.
All right, go watch. Pause this.
I think it's like
go watch the previous My Demon movie.
5 minutes in, we talk about a Zōrheg head just floating in right here. I'm not going to put it in this episode because I don't want to spend the time doing that. I don't have enough time to do that.
That's awesome.
But you'll see. It's in there. Beside the point. So next morning comes.
Yeah.
He picks you up at the edge of the audience chamber. And he takes you back. He just takes you back into the hallway to his room. You enter the room, and it's not a huge room, but it's very stately. I mean, it was the prince's former room. So some of like it looks out onto the back yard, which looks terrible.
Oh yeah, to the battle.
Yeah, this would be the first time that you're seeing out that way, really, because you guys didn't come fully into the. Boy, I'm putting a lot of windows. I'm trying to think of how these windows would work. Actually, it doesn't look out into the ocean. It looks sort of. I'm trying to think, because I put windows in the dining room. So how are you going to? I guess I never specified where the audience chamber goes into that. So I will pull this up. Yeah, this is where you enter into the private quarters of the royal family.
So we're still on the same floor.
Yeah. So it's like this is a very crude. This is the steps up to the front where, like you said, and then this is the antechamber where you first found Ashtakroc. These are the double doors you busted through in the episode. This is where the dining table is. This is just a wall here that has like some coats of arms on it. I also said that it's like it's got all of the nobles, and separately the some of the town crests. I mean, you wouldn't actually recognize any. Well, you can roll history for it.
Sure.
See if you recognize any of those.
That's 14 plus something.
14 plus for history. It's plus 6. So that's a 20. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that you recognize all of them because like if you hadn't known Biolan already, you wouldn't have recognized like Ojmat's city crest, town crest.
Well, I wonder if there's probably a good chance that Fisvénir was studying, if the resources were available, were studying the local like nobility and whatnot on his way down, just like to lay the land.
Well, partially that. I think also that Nibdrum would have talked to you about he's reading the book, the Briefest of the Lords. So he's probably talked to you about like all of this and like shown you some of the cool crests or something that have like there's like a catalog at the end of like the remaining lords, and they show who was on what side and things like that. And then the free cities, not free cities, that's the term for the Leulum, but the lock towns, that's what it is. The lock towns, which came from the I had a term for it. The dispossessed lords, their land became crown territory.
Gotcha.
That's why they were able to build the canal across.
Oh, yes, I remember now.
Yeah, so that's that's on this wall right here.
That wall.
This is the dining table. This is like where his throne is. There's like royal banners behind him. I do think
it's been flipped, unfortunately.
You are correct. Problem with symmetrical layouts. This is where the throne is, and it's got like a big drapery behind him that's in the royal colors and crest. Gotcha. It sort of creates it creates a wall type feel. So there's like an open area behind it that leads into there. This is sort of just like a mixing space where you would imagine that the court would be, but there ain't no court no more. So no one's back there. This is the library wing where, Nibdrum spends most of his time. We had the fun discussion about our lovely, lovely little, I'm just going to put it on.
Oh.
Lovely little crowns, the pointed halos.
I gotta be ready to run.
I feel like I need something more succinct than pointed halos. The pointed I don't like exactly.
The jagged.
But angled halos just makes it sound too much like angel halos. And that's not what it is. The peaked halos?
The octagonal? That's not what
Well, it's decagonal? Decagonal? Yeah, decagonal.
The wicked halos.
Probably just because I'm Zōrheg halos and be fine. Anyway, this is where you would enter into like a hallway that would have the royal chambers for where he is now, as the king Yolar is now, but also his previous room and some other rooms. So that's where it is. That's how you can have windows out into the back patio. So it would sort of enter here, and the view rooms would jut out this way because this is the back of the palace. And there's a big double door here, so you could have seen out there, but it was also somewhat nighttime. You have umber sight, so I don't know the distance on that's only 120 feet. So no, you've got 60 feet. I don't think you have superior.
I don't think I do.
I don't think it's superior. Don't worry, this is just as distracted as some of the other ones have been. So,
excuse me.
So do not worry about what we're doing here.
We're laying the foundations.
A lot of extra detail. It's really mashing together like a storyline episode plus DM debrief with all of the extraneous details I'm adding in. Things that I'll cut out in the abridged version. Wow, your armor class is 11. Ugh, that's disgusting.
Why do you think I've almost died so many times?
That's disgusting.
Even if I cast shield, I'm only at 13.
That's really bad.
If I cast shield and use a literal shield, I'm only at 15.
Would that stack? Does that allow you to stack it?
I think so. It's just I think I have to be proficient with the shield for it to actually do anything. So I can't do that yet. I need to train with it. Unfortunately. If I remember correctly, I think we talked about
it gives you disadvantage on a bunch of stuff if you use it right now. But I don't know that you would be able to have it equipped and cast the shield spell at the same time, is what I'm thinking.
Is the shield spell? Oh, because you're right, because it's reactionary, isn't it?
It's reactionary, and it's got somatic features to it, right? Well, let me double check.
Well, if it just needs my fingers, it's like
verbal and somatic.
It's one that's like strapped on, so I can.
Well, I would say that you do need you have to be proficient in order for it to stack. Let's go with that.
Okay.
So it doesn't stack at the moment because you don't really know.
Honestly, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to roll to see if Fisvénir even still has the shield, or if it has somehow gotten luck. Because he's been running around a lot, and the odds of him setting it down somewhere and forgetting to pick it back up are high.
Yeah. So this would just be what, an intelligence saving throw?
Oh, okay.
Right? I mean, that's what
I'll probably do it then.
It's about memory and stuff.
Oh, it's not great, but I'm very smart. It's a 7 plus, I think,
13?
5. Yeah. 13.
It's not on you, but you know where it is.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I left it on the boat.
Yeah.
Sorry, the ship.
Yeah,
it's not a boat, it's a ship, all right?
Yeah.
These
I was in such a hurry to see what had happened then.
Yeah. With all the lovely communication / miscommunication that's occurred.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So,
Speak beautifully.
All that to say, we're now in Melbim's room.
Mm-hmm.
He steps through the door. He lets you in and then shuts the door behind you. And then he immediately reaches over to the side of the door and picks up like a handkerchief or a rag of some sort and like wipes his face off.
Oh, it's like proper disguise.
Well, you don't really see how it works. Like he's away from you when he wipes his face. So he's like, and he's,
do I sense a magical aura when it happens? Can I roll Arcana?
Yeah. I mean,
yes, I'm really good at Arcana. I never get to use it. That's an 8. I rolled a 2 plus 6.
8 plus 6. It's an 8.
No,
2 plus 6. You're not paying attention. This one I would say, since it's sort of like offhandedly paying attention.
I'm probably distracted by the battle scenes outside the window.
Yeah. Looking out into the back. And I've used the description in the other episodes, but this is your first time hearing it. So you look out and there is like a big gouge out of the sea-bound wall, the sea-facing wall out on the cliffs. You got that information, right, in the previous episode? Yeah, and then you see that there's obviously the ground must have been somewhat wet because there is just tons of wear and tear. I mean, the ground has been destroyed. You looked out from your previous experience, like it was sort of dead grass out there on the lawn in the garden area. Now it's like mud.
Too big for mending.
What?
Oh, the mending spell. It's too big.
Yes, definitely. Well, mending I don't think would work on plants.
Oh, they'd be dead, I assume. The soil would go back. I don't know. It's a great question. I can test that. I'll test that later. That's what Fisvénir thinks.
You're just like walking around, just like mending.
I need to do some experiments later. I don't even have mending.
Oh, that is something I wanted to talk to you about. There is an optional feature for wizards that called cantrip. Cantrip. What is it? Hold on. Cantrip.
Akimbo.
No. It's not calculations. There's something added, and I think it was Xanathar's. Class features. Hold on.
Go in the comments and put what you think it is. Make a guess.
Where'd it go?
And I'll like on my personal account whichever one is correct.
It's something that you can swap out cantrips, and I feel like for you,
that's OP.
I feel like for you, being a guy who really only ever had cantrips.
Yeah.
There it is. You didn't have optional class features on that.
Is it a feat?
No. It's just a class feature. I think optional class feature manager, cantrip formulae. Formulas is what they say.
Okay.
At 3rd level, you have a described set of arcane formulas in your spell book that you can use to formulate a cantrip in your mind whenever you finish a long rest and consult those formulas in your spell book. You can replace one wizard cantrip you know with another.
Okay.
And I think that you would have that.
I would definitely. Because I think Fisvénir early on, when he was still really, really trying to like do magic and he couldn't do much more than cantrips, I think the first pages of his spellbook are nothing but cantrips and his like thousands of years ago, his scribblings. Or wait, how old am I again? Hundreds of years ago.
Hundreds of years ago. Yeah, you're like 580 or something like that.
I think it's 650. I remember we always go to 500.
I always undershoot it, don't I?
Well, I always undershoot it too, and then I check. I'm like, whoa. But yeah, early on.
I mean, for you, really, that's actually only like 2 or 3. It's like saying somebody's 65 or
when he was
68.
only like 112 years old.
Hold on, actually, is it? Hold on. I said 580. You said he's like.
I think it's 652.
652. Each 18 years per year of difference. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's like saying somebody's 65 instead of 7. Well, in your case, I think it would be more like saying somebody's 60 instead of 55.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works out. Boy, we are just laser focused in this episode, huh?
It's great. I'm gonna say hi to Melbim.
Yes. So he wipes out his face, turns around. I thought my accent work was decent at the very least. I did not appreciate that yesterday evening.
Have you been thinking about that all night long? I didn't mean for it to be that jarring of a comment. Your accent's fine.
it's very important that I maintain, well, aside from this face, the outward-facing portion.
Nobody's going to see through the ruse, Melbim. Your accent is perfectly fine, for the most part.
It did fool you, so it's worth something at least.
I had you simply fooled that you had me fooled. But anyways.
Oh, we're going to play this game.
What are we having for breakfast, Melbim?
Well, unfortunately, there's not a lot of fresh produce in the city yet. There's a big time to do that. So, the bakery is up and running here in the palace.
It's impressive.
So, it's not a professional baker, unfortunately.
Yes, I believe the professional baker died in a horrific tragedy that took most of the city, Melbim.
Wow, you've gotten very comfortable talking about that, haven't you?
You've gotten comfortable talking so harshly about it. I think we could cut them some slack.
We are both used to a certain standard of preparation, I'm sure.
Of course.
And it's fine. It's a rustic loaf, it's nothing terrible, but it is not, some of the artisanal baked goods that I'm used to.
Yes.
But they have so we've got some of that, some cured meats, and we can find some jams and jellies, if you're interested in that. Preserved things, essentially. So they may have some marmalade if you're really interested.
I would love some marmalade if they have any.
All right. I can get some brought to us. I don't have any in here. I'm more of a preserve. I'm more into preserves, but they don't have any here. They don't like him over here for some reason. Too much fruit in it.
I couldn't find them why.
Well, yes, so we can sort of pick and poke at that as we need. I had some tea this morning already, so unfortunately, I'm sorry. I took my respite early in the evening to sort of do some things around the palace before you awoke. I'm actually doing a lot of things here. I wasn't expecting to be so integral to everything, but I should have, I suppose, guessed that I would be. There was no one else here to help, aside from Ashton Croc, but he's busy with the soldiering and all of that stuff, so sort of odds and ends and ins and outs been left to me to a certain extent.
Very sort of logistical things, I take it. Running of the palace and whatnot.
Yes, and on top of that, Nibdrum helping me with restoring the old records. So I'm already involved in that. I'd say they're taking advantage of me, but I'm dead, so I don't have an opinion.
That's very true. Very true. I'd say they're being very kind in offering you a place to stay and harbor your safety.
I agree. It's very nice to be alive, even if I am dead. All right.
For now, in all due time.
Well, I mean, we're lucky to have made it out of that incursion that occurred just an herbal ago.
I imagine you were being quite helpful on that. There's a balcony, right?
There's a balcony a little further down. Well, directly outside the palace, there is the sort of balcony area that looks over where the garden was.
Okay. Could he, from his room, enter onto the balcony, or?
Not from his, no.
Okay. But through the windows,
it wouldn't be wise to have a prince's palace directly accessible to the outside.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
A prince's palace, a prince's room. Mm-hmm. It's all in the palace. Well, to be frank, we were all caught unawares. The only reason that we heard of it was because of the horn. I don't know how much. I believe the king Yola spoke about the horn in the last evening.
Yes, I believe he mentioned it.
Yes, so that's the only reason that we were aware that anything was occurring. It all went to the massive explosion, of course.
But yes, I'd imagine.
Yes, that sort of tipped their hand a bit, but we got a small jump on the explosion itself because of the horn. They apparently were intending to abscond with the prince. With the king, excuse me. With the king.
It's alright, I won't tell.
Thank you. I don't do it in his presence, thankfully, but it seems like the disguise puts up a whole, sort of adopt another character in a way.
I'd hope so.
So, from my estimation, that's cocked. That's also just a 7, but he's also a smart boy, being a wizard. Mm-hmm. So 14. From my estimation, they were intending to abscond with Yola before the battle occurred to sort of make it appear as though he had been taken by the Kistira themselves. That's what I estimate. So the Horn preempted that plan because they weren't able to get the grubby little mitts on him. Not so little, but certainly grubby.
I understand. Just to remind me, the Kistira, they're the flying ones, right? The one in charge, or is that just the whole?
Zōrheg are the
Zōrheg.
Zōrheg are these guys. These are the Zōrheg.
Yeah, Zōrheg, and the Kistira are just the whole group.
That's the bad. That's the Zejlom, Wejlom, Zekwelj. Those are the three main ones.
Gotcha. Well, I'm very glad then that. I don't think you should be playing with that Melbim. It's a very dangerous artifact.
I know it's. I can't help it. I can't keep trying to put it on.
Maybe someone else should hold on to those.
Yes, they've entrusted me with great power. Tempts me.
You know what they say.
That's not canon. That's not happening.
Anyways,
but to be frank, I wasn't as much help as some of our other companions that are around here. Gershel was a fearsome warrior.
Yes, he looks quite the type.
And that last Drew actually was quite impressive. Although I'd be a certain degree where I think I could go tete-a-tete with him.
Geshel's
the lizard guy.
Yeah, that's right.
Last Drew. You would not have heard the name Last Drew though.
But he's the one with Ukpanor's brother.
Yes, Fuifred. Yeah. I mean, he's the only one you didn't know his name, and that's obviously at least Sharon name. It being two syllables, it's a Shudresh name because their names are usually shorter.
I know a thing or two about names.
So, and Lost Drew, you would know to mean is that Strong Wind? No.
Sure.
Western Wind, I think is what it is. Let me double check.
It's very important.
It is very important. Well, because you would know. I mean,
I would know.
It's something that only you would know.
This is as time slows as we enter Fisvénir's mind. He goes to his mind palace. And he's piecing this together.
It's a pretty quick mind palace trip, though.
Yeah. In world, this is happening in fractions of a second.
Northwind. I knew it was a direction, but Lost Drew. Yes, Northwind. It's very interesting, though. He's arcane, such as ourselves, but he uses weapons as well. It's fascinating.
It is a very interesting
fascinating
approach.
That's it. It's empty. He's apparently something that sort of specializes in amongst the Shudresh. A combination between sort of the arcane tradition of the Sharon themselves and sort of a certain fighting style from the Yungol, actually.
I see, a combination.
Yes, so I'm not sure how long he's been training or how old he is. I mean, he's younger than you by quite a bit, maybe even half your age, but still an impressive lad nonetheless. So, yeah, it was quite a battle. I apologize, you all were apparently expecting something more to be happening here than
we just wanted to be ready. That's why I kept in contact with you. I wanted to be ready to fight in case. Well, the message we received, it was Melbim that sent the message, right?
Yeah. That's right. He's apologizing for communicating so poorly.
Oh, that's right. The message you sent said there was a chance of another attack, and so we wanted to be ready for that. I mean, frankly, we're still ready if need be.
Yes, and more so than we were just before you arrived. Absolutely. And we're trying to. It's an interesting thing that had occurred. I gotta stop crossing my arms. We're trying to do different postures for different people, so I don't know what he would be. Sure. Yes, go against type and have good posture for once.
It's too posh, gentle, sitting at a table.
just sort of like picking and poking at all.
Spreading some marmalade.
Spreading my jam across some sort of.
I imagine when the food was delivered, the door was opened and then kind of slid in because I know they're not allowed to come this way. I can't see him.
It was just a slight knock at the door, and then he waited 30 seconds, opened the door, and pulled in his plate, like room service essentially.
Yeah.
And in fact, he had a little bell.
Awesome.
Or he had some sort of pull string that he used, and the food appeared.
Yeah.
This is the prince's room, after all.
Oh. But you're saying that there was something of interest that happened besides the massive battle.
Did I say that? I'm trying to think of what I was trying to.
Is it perhaps this delicious marble? Very interesting to me.
We'll say that when he actually, it was actually a sending stone that he used, and he broke into his former voice and ordered the marmalade as well. And some marmalade too. I think I'm mostly talking about
breathing so much smoke during the fight, and afterwards, and before.
I think I was just talking about the battle. Was interesting.
Well, I had actually a few questions for you, Melbim, about
sure.
The battle as a whole. What I've been trying to figure out. I mean, the battle down in Ayrton was not. I understand now. We know it to be largely a distraction, but it was a genuine battle to the end. They brought their forces to bear, and I'm wondering just why they would commit so many resources and so much effort on a distraction down there to be able to get to the king up here just to steal him. I mean, was it an attempt to behead the kingdom, to leave them without a leader? I've had my own theories, but I'm curious what you might think of.
Well, as far as the committed forces, I think the number of Zōrheg would be more indicative than the number of Kistiro.
Of course.
Mere low-level pieces on the board for the Kistiro are. So throwing large numbers, apparently they have plenty of reserves because they split the forces. I would imagine that the ones that attacked here, just from the ferocity of the battle and the apparent, from what you've said, you saw. What did you say? You saw.
There's only one Zōrheg at the battle there.
One Zōrheg, but just Zejlom and Wejolm, I believe, is what the report was. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There was Zekwelj here. I mean, those are nasty beasties, even more so than the others. Regenerative capabilities and all of that. So it seems that they did sort of send a shock troop here. So they at least delineated their forces in that manner. Now, why they committed the number was certainly to perpetuate the ruse, but having one Zōrheg there as opposed to at least a dozen here would be more, like I said, more indicative of the scope of attention. Now, the question of why, that is haunting. That is a haunting question.
Quite haunting. Any particular theories? I mean,
so I've spoken a bit with Getashol about it in my guise, of course, because being a counselor for the Zōrheg is no small feat. So him gracing us with his presence is much appreciated, especially in these difficult times. Especially since he helped keep us alive through those difficult times.
So an attempt is not made on his life as well?
Tangentially, it would have been an attempt on his life, I would say. Just that he involved himself in the battle.
Oh, I was referring to your attempted assassination, Bill.
Oh, as far as I'm aware, there's been no attempt on his life.
I sure hope so. I'm just saying that as far as it tracks, people of high standing don't seem to be a target around here. Well, to compare my standing even before the attack with his is not comparable. As secure as I've felt in my old position, they are not comparable. Myself and a councillor of the Zōrheg. They have direct access to the King of the Kratenel. It'd be more similar to Ashtakrok at this point. I see.
But also, if Ashtakrok was also some sort of senator in the Utran Ball, so
well, even more reason to be careful then. Absolutely.
I mean, with his prowess displayed in the battle, we're the ones that need to be careful not to cross him, I would say. It's incredible things.
Perhaps hopefully he has the same trick up his sleeve that you had, in case of a bleed in the night.
Hold on, let me. Possibly. I don't know. the Zōrheg are, I would consider them quite different. Sort of bad blood, as you know, in general between the Melbim and Zōrheg.
Yes,
so I do consider the cultures to be different as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that would track with their sort of bravado and general tenor of life.
They might see it as
expect to die, I suppose, would be unbecoming. Go against the show moreth, as they say.
Well, yeah, I understand that. You're quite an astute observation.
Well, you know, public life and all of that, you have to pay attention. We've traveled down a rapid trail. Well, whatever.
And then perhaps we may go further. Speaking on the subject.
That's what I was saying. Yes. So, why they would take the prince? What? My word. The king. Obviously, I mean the king. Do not read into that. I had told him a prince his whole life, having some familiarity with the kingdom of the foothills. So
it's perfectly understandable.
The kingdom of the Fonro. I still haven't settled on a canon name for what their kingdom actually is. Oh, King of the Highlands. It used to be King of the Foothills. Now I'm calling Kingdom of the Highlands, I guess.
Of the
Patpaka Peninsula. Anyways, that's beside the point. That's my own lore problem. Not deserving of a full lore goblin life, obviously. Reset posture. Reset posture. Okay. Reset posture. So, yes, speaking with Gertrud, he had come upon the idea that, which actually we've sort of already surmised, we've not made him aware of the connection between the runes and the Vapian Brotherhood.
Yes.
The involvement of the Mopari.
Yes, I have a few questions on that as well.
So he has deduced through his experience that as apparent as some involvement from either Zōrheg, some sort of furtherling in the broadest sense of the word, Zōrheg, Kistiro, Kjorbaj, Fanril, something like as apparent as it might be that they would be the ones involved in this, using the runes as the main portion of the construct as it occurred around the city, that is apparently some sort of false flag, that it was not a furtherling that would have done such a thing, which is why because apparently Yola is they are very interested in him, the Zōrheg. But having waited so long to strike seems a bit odd. Like if they just arrived, if they essentially followed him here after they had learned that he had escaped the Zōrheg initially, the one in the Shoalpash, why not strike him on the road or when he first arrived here when there was literally no one in the city?
I understand.
Why would they wait? That's what bothered him. He then surmised that they had not done the thing that occurred, and that they were waiting just as we would have waited to sort of, actually, as he said, they waited like I did because they were concerned that some sort of follow-up attack would occur. That's what he surmised.
Very wise, very wise. So it's more reasonable to assume in this case that the attack wasn't, as in the magical decimation of the city, was not performed necessarily by the Zōrheg and their lot. Rather, they saw it as an opportunity to strike at their desired target.
But from what we've found, that we know that what actually occurred here was not the intention, right? We've established that at this point. But the construction of the runes themselves, the Zōrheg seem to have not been a part of, which, it's hard to hide a Zōrheg, especially in a city as densely populated as this one was, considering some of those runes were on not wholly inaccessible portions. I mean, in the low end, that one was just right under the street level.
I agree that they're not exactly hard to miss, but at the same time, they did reach the walls unnoticed. So I don't think this is an enemy we should underestimate.
Oh, by no means should we underestimate them. They weren't spotted, is the thing. Only because
that's what I was saying.
Oh yes, obviously. Well, that's exterior. I mean, that's a poor planning on the part of the Fonro. Now, granted, it's been centuries since this portion of the city was first constructed. So you could forgive them during that time of turmoil in the early days of the kingdom, to sort of have some sort of redoubt up here that they know that no Fonro forces would approach them from. I believe at that time, since the War of the Breach had been fully settled, the Zōrheg were not generally part of consideration at that point.
Well, if only they'd asked the opinions of their elders, we may have warned them that they have a tendency to pop up where you least expect them.
Well, to be fair to them, sorry, I'm speaking out of my depth a little bit, because that was prior to our arrival. The War of the Breach happened before the incursion of the Far Shores, so...
Well, he's probably read on.
Right. Well, I'm having to reel myself in a little bit on that. Just so I don't speak outside of his depth, because he didn't roll that great right there. He didn't roll that great. From what I've read, though, I mean, you are all of you here were just as surprised by the appearance and strategies as they were, so... wow. I mean, that gets into the whole portion of, like, where did they even come from? Because they don't seem to remember. So many different things going on at the same time. It's quite frustrating. But you had a question a moment ago.
Well, yes, I have many questions, but the one that's at the top of my mind is, I didn't have a chance to ask the king or anyone really. Were there ships on the water when the attack happened? Did they come by sea, or?
We don't know.
Well, that's a big question to leave.
Yes, I mean we've been mainly focused on restoring the defensive posture of the capital first, and of the palace of the this quarter of the city.
There's no real time to investigate an attack.
Right,
you need to make ready for another.
Only been in Herbal, so forgive me for not investigating the seaside. But yes, there were no boats present, so. He ain't getting nothing. So it's really still a mystery to us how such a force arrived wholly unannounced. I mean, to be fair, it was also unannounced at Narton as well, but obviously they could walk up to Narton and attack that gate. I don't need to get that.
They blew open a gate as well, similar strategy.
Right, that's what I mean. I mean, if they travel through the night, it's a land-based route. They could walk right up and be as normal as a guest at the gate, but attacking from up a cliffside, there's no easy way around the city to get there. So we're not sure at the moment, and certainly would be something to look into, because it is concerning that you could arrive in such a way.
It means twice now. I mean, one more explicable than the other. We've had these forces show up unannounced, completely unexpected and unseen at two very important cities. So if it hasn't been done yet, I think there should be at some point messages sent out to other possible points of interest to keep an extra eye out, perhaps post more guards in the night. Because if they can reach here, I imagine they can reach anywhere.
Rolling garbage now. After that 17, he's been banned. It's a fair point. The point of interest is Yola.
Of course, but...
So, I'm not confident that considering it's been so westerly focused at this point. What's it called? I named it the city. I can't remember what I named it though.
The town at the north part of the
east side lock town. The name escapes me at the moment. I don't think it would be under threat. Also because Narton itself has always sort of been a border town, right?
Yeah.
It's at the closest point of connection that anyone has, aside from over here where the Shoalpash comes north, but this territory here sort of allows you to weed out any attacks because it's hard for them to travel up here, and this is very heavily populated by Yungol, this sort of river portion here. But over here, there's nothing really between the Shoalpash, so Nertan's the first place you come to. So that to say, Nertan, that's Nertan's fault. That's on Nertan, is what I'm saying. Well, they should have been watching north, and had some sort of sort of watch on that.
Even more to the point, I would assume that they would. And then the question is, how do they get past that?
I suppose that'd be a question for your Thedrio, then, wouldn't it?
Yes, I'll speak to her on that later.
Someone's in trouble.
No, but another thing that, I mean, I know there's multiple points, but the entire, Pacan Peninsula has the canal running through. So for them to come by land to the city that I'm forgetting the name of has slipped my tongue. Rejlash. To come to Rejlash, they would have to cross the canal if they're going by land, and then that's frequently traveled and populated in multiple spots. So a force as large as attacked here would have been seen.
Well, the Kistira would have originated from the Shoalpash, which is over here. So they wouldn't have any use of the canal. They're already on the west side.
They would have to cross it to get to Record.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I would assume somebody would see a force this large, a passing merchant vessel of some sort, or...
roll me history.
Oh, that's a 17 plus 6, I think.
23? Okay. Yeah, Melbim doesn't have to do all the heavy lifting. You can get some rolls in, too.
Yeah, let me do some rolls.
So you having that idea, they didn't come by land, they didn't come by sea. What other option is there? Your mind then goes to Khartoum, the deep dark.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So you would at that point think so this is probably closer to the Great the Great Schism, the portion where the Tyrol used the Khartoum to attack many places simultaneously across the Sharan, the four domains. That's what you would think of at this point, that they used a subterranean network to arrive.
And that's what I say. Anyways, what I'm getting at, Melbim, is if they couldn't likely have come by sea, no sign of ships, and nobody spotted them crossing the entire peninsula on land, I'm left to assume that they came underground through the
Khartoum.
Which we've known them to use a strategy before, but my concern is if that suggests they're somewhere near here, near the city, that connects to the Khartoum, somewhere that should probably under watch. With your role, you would know that I have the entire Khartoum mapped.
Right. Well, no, you don't have the entire Khartoum mapped, but this is so far removed from the network that would have been used at that time, because that was up here, and we're way down here, and this was relatively unpopulated at the time. So this would essentially be either newly discovered or excavated portions of Khartoum would have had to have been used for this. That with your 23, you would know that as well. So it would have included that. Okay. That is certainly something that occurred long before we arrived, which would sort of beg forgiveness for our ignorance of the history there. Khartoum has not been in the equation for quite some time.
As far as we know.
Maybe that explains where the Zōrheg went off to. They descended, but how would they know that Khartoum existed even? That's fantastic. Mystery upon question.
Well, the main question I'm concerned about is stopping another attack. If there's some big hole in the ground nearby that we could perhaps cover up, or at least put someone on guard watching.
We should certainly look for. This with the amount of Kistira that arrived, you'd imagine that whatever it's certainly noticeable. So we send a patrol, and I would assume at this point likely find something of that sort. Which
I would think the easiest way is just to follow the tracks from the seaside. I mean, a force that large, you can't cover.
Fortunately, the beach is rather shallow on the southward side where they attacked. Just it's cliff, beach, ocean, sea, whatever they call it. So the surf would have eliminated any track at this point.
Check the areas along the closer to land areas on the cliff line. We can figure out where they likely would have.
But with Cartoon being involved, that does put essentially everything at risk.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Now you precisely see why I haven't been getting much sleep recently. Or much respite recently.
I was already of half a mind.
Of course.
To have... if you pardon the phrase, go underground a bit. If he's the object of the attack at this point, I mean, I myself am already underground, so I probably would not be able to leave the capital, but but at this point I don't know who would be willing to take him. That's the issue.
Why? You're suggesting we take Yolar to Cartoon?
To pardon the phrase, pardon the idiom, to go underground, to become, a moving target is harder to hit.
Oh, I understand.
Now, I don't know how amenable he will be to leaving the capital, especially after this. It would be cowardly, and by most estimations, and domestic issues could rise due to that. But I don't know if it's better to have a cowardly king or a dead king with no heir.
That's a great point. Well,
perceived cowardly. I know the boy is not. Sorry. Well, they're all boys to us, essentially.
Aren't they? But they have knowledge that even we managed to overlook.
Tradition is hard to know if you're not born in it, So I don't hold that against us.
I like the idea of having Yolar underground, but I'm hesitant because I don't think now is a time where the kingdom needs their king more than ever. They need a show of force, someone to look to as sort of a figurehead. I mean, one of the Zōrheg's greatest weapons is just how terrifying they are. And to combat that, we need something to some sort of hope and show of force. Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be the king.
It's like his fourth six that he's rolled in this episode. This would be risky. But Astrahawk would be staying, of course, to help. I mean, for one, he's rather indisposed. Also to perpetuate a ruse. He is much better at disguising than I am. I mean, he's much more facile with it. I learned it from him. Reljek might go on his way, and Yolar might stay.
I see. It's quite bold of you to assume you could assume the king's place, but I do like it.
It's not that I miss power, but I do like it.
I mean, you'd have to talk the king into it. Frankly, I think it's a perfectly fine idea.
We would have him essentially relapse, right? Because they already know that he's sickly. He's now been attacked. So we could figure out a way to... I think it plays easily that he sort of withdraw a little bit in public appearances, which would help maintain a sort of, make it easier for the disguise to pass.
For a temporary moment, I could see the plan working, but for an extended period of time, I would have a great fear of word getting out that the king's been replaced. I mean, then all loyalty to the crown would be torn to shreds.
It's just, I'm just throwing out ideas at this point. We're brainstorming. We're brainstorming.
Now, what if...
And see, the added benefit is that that if they do return and they take me, I'm already dead. So it doesn't matter if I disappear. If you want to, It's not exactly... I certainly wouldn't want it to go that way, but having already died once, I might be a little used to it.
I've had an idea. We've talked about the king going underground. What if we sent the king underground? What if, to sort of get him out of the public eye, if you will, he makes a public statement of, committing forces to stopping whatever it is that's happening, with the suggestion, but not the clear statement, that he's part of the party going out to...
Sort of expeditionary force.
So nobody's going to go looking for Yolar underground, but if they assume he's down there, they go looking for him. And meanwhile, he slips...
But would we actually commit forces?
Well, that depends.
How far does the ruse go?
That depends. This only works if
there is an entrance to the cat tomb.
That's right. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be cartoon, but sort of the idea that the king is off fighting his war, and the kingdom stands behind him. Meanwhile, he's actually somewhere much safer, and he has people that he trusts fighting under his command.
We sort of have our cake and eat it too scenario. The king becomes honorable and brave while also disappearing. All the while he's not actually in danger.
And worst comes to worst, and people find out the ruse. I mean, do they expect the sickly king to actually be on the front lines? That he's doing what a king does. He's leading his people with his wit and cunning.
That would be the kind way to put it if it were discovered to be such a ruse.
That's why you say we suggest he's on the front lines. We don't know what he's saying.
Several options that it would be sort of up to him at this point, I suppose.
But we're in agreement that the king needs to be in a safer position than he's in now.
Yeah, Reginald is no longer. I mean, obviously it's no longer safe. It was never safe after what had occurred, but you'd at least think that, dead bodies don't reach up and grab you most generally. But apparently he matters more to the Zōrheg than we would have guessed. Although, we probably should have guessed it. The unprecedented nature of his own escape. But we still don't know why he matters so much, though. We know why he matters, but not why he matters. You get what I mean?
I understand.
Is it just embarrassing for them that he escaped? Or is there some deeper level to the attachment to him at this point? I don't know.
That is a mystery that I fear finding the answer to.
That is
more
fair.
than it's worth.
That is fair. That is definitely, well...
I mean, there's more mysteries than answers to deal with the Zōrheg.
I thought it was tense before you all arrived, and now you come here and note all sorts of chaos even after a victory.
Well, that's the nature of these things, is it not? But the question that's still nagging me...
What's the phrase? Spring rains cause summer floods, I think. It's a Mosan thing.
I suppose it's one way of looking at it. But I'm wondering, all this to do with the Zōrheg, and we've seemingly forgotten. We still have no idea what's happened and who was behind with the devastation of the city.
It sort of has gotten lost in all of this, the preoccupation with the runes and all of that. I mean, we have to assume at this point, deduce is more appropriate to say, that it is the Vapi Brotherhood, which would be Farshaw's adjacent. No Pari specifically. But to what end? You're right. We don't know.
My only fear is, I agree that the Zōrheg is a much more pressing threat at the moment, but I'm afraid that if we forget about the other threat, it may pop up again when we least expect it. I mean, The worst case is a whole nother city gets decimated.
I think that might actually be the best case scenario.
Really?
If that was not the intention of what they were doing, then I can't imagine what was planned.
I see your reasoning.
And when the best case scenario wiped an entire capital off the map, I'd say we're in dire straits indeed.
Whatever, man.
Maybe not best case scenario. You understand what I mean. If they go off with it.
Now, the problem is we can't understand these runes that we're using this machine.
Well, apparently Biolon is on top of that, like flies on stink.
Well, yes. I mean, we all saw his speech mostly in the library.
His actions. I mean, I wouldn't dare touch these halos. There's a reason I keep them where I keep them. You know, it's sort of nowhere and exactly where I need them at the same time.
But I'm glad you mentioned the halos. If we can't find answers to what these runes mean, we do know where those answers lie. I mean, there's Zōrheg, and they seem to know some of these runes. If we could, perhaps like through force, get answers.
So lying about the presence of a king wasn't danger enough. Now you want to, what, capture a Zōrheg and interrogate it? How would one elicit a straight answer from a Zōrheg?
There are magical means. I mean, you should know.
If you're powerful enough to overcome their will.
Well, if we could find those to call upon and have them come to us. I can think of a few in the towers.
We would. Broadening the circle is dangerous. Pardon the broadening circle of trust is
a last resort, Melbim. I trust Biolon in his efforts, but if it comes up and there's nothing more we can do, we at least have that we can turn to. And if a Zōrheg comes to our door,
maybe don't kill it this time.
Well, if we can kill it. But if it's wounded and
if we can't capture it, kill it.
Yes, that's what it wants.
Yeah. It'd have to be a single, because I don't think that they would abide.
Of course.
Capturing one of however many would arrive.
And we'd have to expect a counterattack. I mean, if they're angry enough that the king got away from the clutches.
Yes, absolutely. If the Dagoner matters so much, I imagine a living, if they are even living, whatever they may be, a Zōrheg would be a higher prize than that.
But I will say, with all their strategy and tactics, that's probably the last thing they expect us to do. I think Upanor is working on some sort of device that launches things in the air. I wonder if you could attach a net to that.
I couldn't say otherwise.
Speak to him on that later.
Oh, well, Upanor had his own little surprise when he came here on top of everything else.
Oh, yes, his brother.
That fellow. He'd fit right in over in the Kistelnrid.
Oh, would he?
Yeah, and whatever I named the capital.
Yeah.
Yes, he is of a certain sort, to say the least. He did not help in the fight. I'll tell you that much.
Really?
Yes, I think that's what Lastru's purpose is.
Oh,
to do the fighting
for him. Well,
so I suppose, like, in the broadest sense, he was fighting because Lastru's only here because of him. But I mean, that's being awfully generous to him.
Of course, yes.
As generous as he claims to be.
When a city's under attack, I mean, fighting for its life, we had plenty of volunteers in Nearton, that were not exactly fighters themselves, but they came to the call. I wish not to speak ill of relatives of Upanor. He's been very kind. So leave that.
He has, and to sort of recapture Fuifren's opinion amongst yourselves, he is being very generous with the king. I mean, the purse is not being touched by the repair that we're currently ongoing on the wall, thanks to him. Now, he's got to roll insight for that. Oh my goodness, another single digit. Ugh. He is being very generous. Now, you could roll insight.
Can I roll insight?
Yeah, you could roll insight on that.
It's a 7.
Sounds like we both think Fisvénir's a great
10.
guy.
Fisvénir's so nice.
Fisvénir is so generous.
Fisvénir-
We both rolled 7s, huh?
Yeah.
He's awfully generous. And it bodes well for his generosity. I'd say, I don't know if it bodes well because it is a personal hit, but he has brought up more than once that he's trying to get a seat on the Sitok. So I suppose you have to approach everything with a grain of salt when that's the end goal, particularly if it's a cash on. That's simply unheard of amongst them. But they abide by the rules and contracts.
Yes, I understand.
Do you understand?
No.
Go ahead and just roll. You get another history. Look at that.
Isn't that one?
Nat 1? Yep, then Melbim understands. Not Melbim. Fisvénir understands as little as. Okay, now he's going to roll insight to see if he sees that you don't understand. He rolled a 4. So he's just going to let that go.
Awesome.
You have no idea what that statement even meant. Wow. You don't have like advantage on that at all?
No.
I'm going to give you advantage because it's sort of schism based. It is. Well, no, you don't get advantage.
What is it?
No.
Okay.
You did that roll didn't happen.
Okay, it didn't happen. It was only a 12 anyway.
I mean, a 12 would have been enough, but you rolled a nat 1 on the previous one.
Yeah.
I can't give you that. So I think you're just distracted. You're not really taking in because you don't really care. You're thinking about other things. I think that's more akin to what's going on.
Well, Melbim, we've discussed and the theories plenty, but I think we need to. I'd like to get Ashcroft's opinions on these if we can go see him. I don't know if he's feeling well enough now.
Well, whether he's feeling well enough or not, there's going to be an audience this morning, especially since we weren't able to talk to him in the evening. Who knows what everyone else's conversations have happened, how they've gone. If Biolan and Yola, I don't know if they told you anything, but they were going to go try to mend the relationship with Anand. It left on a bit of a sour note last night. So we'll see how that went. Yes, I'll have to, of course, be gussied back up so that we can make our way over there. Zōrheg approaches.
Well, I don't know how long it takes you to do all that disguise, but I think the time of which we need to meet, what's his name? He just said his name. Ashcroft is approaching.
Yes, no, I believe so. So it only takes a moment. And he turns around and then, well, I guess we better head out. I hope you got your fill of breakfast. We'll now head on over.
The marmalade was delicious.
I'll keep the jar.
I can take it. I can take the jar with me. I'll put it in my bag. I have marmalade now.
You've got marmalade getting added to the sheet. We'll head on over to the Temple of Zōrheg. And I'm assuming, well, hold on. We can wait in the library. I'm assuming that everyone will sort of. Oh, he's becoming much too facile with this. We'll wait in the library for everyone to arrive. I think that is what everyone will be doing. It's my guess at the very least.
Oh, sounds like a wonderful idea.
All right. You open the door and just walk back out into the library.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Got my marmalade. Lost the shield, gained a marmalade.
Lost the shield. Well, you didn't lose it. You know where
it's elsewhere.
You walk out and Nibdrum's like, so how'd it go?
Show him the marmalade.
And you get to talk with Nibdrum some more. Yep. Anything else you want to do before we're done?
Nope, that's kind of it. Lost track of time there, so yeah.
All right. Well, then this is the second Friday of the month. We've got 2 more left before our next full episode drops. Friday here. So I think if this Friday, then I think Abridged episode comes out this weekend. Is that correct? Yes. The Sunday Abridged episode drops. So, if you're like, what in the world are they talking about? Maybe I should have put this at the beginning of the episode to pause and at least check out the previous episode, because there was a lot that happened in that. A lot of threads laid down, very few tied up. And now, we've got 4 episodes of one-on-one conversations that are going to do it even more so. Well, maybe I think we tie up a couple, actually. Yeah. I think we tie up a couple. But, check out, if you're an audio-only person, then welcome. We're on Spotify podcasts, Apple. I don't think we're on Overcast. Who uses Overcast is my question. There's apparently a large population, but like, who? Is it all international people?
This is the first I've ever heard of it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. That. Obviously, check out our Daily Bread, the daily Bible thing. We have a new project that I'm not going to announce yet because I want to make sure that we get it all nailed down before it occurs. But I'm recording these out of order, so this should have been announced. Whatever. It's an official project that we're working on that we'll announce. We will be announcing it in the 4-1 episode. April's episode, we'll get a full announcement on it. Wait, I'm thinking about a recording schedule. I'm like, oh wait, we're recording that very soon. I'll still announce it in that one. Anyways, and then upandoutshow.substack.com if you want to pay us money.
Yeah.
Get access to the full video. These are coming out in full video because like DMD briefs are typically full video, so I'm not going to break that chain, and I don't want to put the background in these episodes. So you know what? Sue me. Don't actually sue me because I don't have the money to pay a lawyer.
I just want to use a lawyer.
Umbalin.com if you want to check out the glossary there. There will be more stuff added to that page eventually, but if you have any suggestions, drop a comment down below, and I will probably write something up. Now, if you're the guy who left the comment on this month's episode, don't put any comments. All right, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear from you. I don't like that comment. I'm on the record. I don't like that comment. I'm leaving it up though.
Okay.
Whatever.
That's everything.
Is that everything?
I think so.
Like and subscribe. Ring the notification bell. Does anyone ring if you're interested in us to ring the notification bell, good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you, because you will get a notification every single day at 12 noon. At noon for our daily bread. All right. Well, tune in next week. Well, tune in on Sunday for the abridged episode if you want to catch up. Tune in next Friday for Emily's episode, the Thedriel's episode, Gerishul's episode. Gerishul debuts his official voice in that episode, so that's fun. I got to listen back to it so I can lock it in for the 4-1 episode. We still haven't heard Lost Drew's official voice. Still working on it, but we'll see if he even talks in the next episode because he's sort of just watch last week's episode. This week, that week, this week, next week, this week, next month. Bye.
Bye.